Hello! In this video, we are going to learn how to work with the WooCommerce plugin, and we need to get familiar with it. WooCommerce is truly one of the most important plugins for WordPress because it can offer us a lot of capabilities, from setting up a store to selling files and even courses. WooCommerce is an e-commerce plugin that actually gives us the ability to create a store. Working with WooCommerce and knowing how to use it is very important, and being able to configure it and customize it according to our needs is crucial. Even when we choose a theme, knowing WooCommerce itself and its settings is very important. Today, we are going to get familiar with WooCommerce to see what it can do, how we should install it, and note that WooCommerce is generally offered for free. It's free and available in the repository, and you can easily use its features. Now let's get familiar with the overall WooCommerce and what features it offers us. Later in the upcoming videos, when we choose a theme, we'll understand how to customize it to install WooCommerce. We go to Plugins, Add New, and search for WooCommerce in the WordPress repository. When we switch, guys, WooCommerce comes up for us, we install it, and it gets installed. Another plugin that we need to install simultaneously with WooCommerce is the Persian WooCommerce plugin. This is for the purpose of Persian localization and adding the Toman currency to our numbers, among other things. In the first step, when I install WooCommerce, it appears in my menus and provides me with its options, and the plugin gets activated. Now it has a few sections, but we need to install the Persian WooCommerce after installing WooCommerce itself. We can write Persian WooCommerce in our repository. And in this way, we install the Persian WooCommerce itself, which both localizes WooCommerce and adds the features we need to it. We have installed the Persian WooCommerce. Well, now the options it offers us include saying, "Sir, I have localized it, added the Persian calendar. You can install Iranian payment gateways. I have included the cities and provinces of Iran for you. I have a simple captcha image," and a few other things. We go into WooCommerce itself, meaning the menus it has. We have a product menu that tells us about product management, and a WooCommerce menu that provides us with orders, customer reports, configuration, and other items. The first thing we need to do after installing WooCommerce is to go for its configuration. In the WooCommerce configuration, we need to fill in some initial data, such as our store's address, city, country, and other details. We then reach the general options. First of all, we need to choose how our store operates, where it sells, and what the location of our store is. If we are operating internationally, we can set it to sell in all countries. Or we can choose to sell to all countries except for one. For example, sell to all countries except Iran. Alternatively, we can select a specific country. Usually, when our store is in Iran, it suggests a specific country, Saturday, or whatever country it is. Okay? Here, I choose Iran. The next option is where it asks from where to calculate the shipping location. When it wants to calculate shipping and provide a price, it asks where to start from. We say for shipping to a specific country, and again, I select the country we have in mind. It asks how to choose the default location for the customer. We say you can leave it without a location or set it to the country you selected or use geolocation. Usually, we don't recommend geolocation because it might not access the user's site at that moment and might not find it. So it selects the existing country. Guys, the next part is enabling taxes and calculating them, meaning we can officially sell our product. We can also set up configurations for multiple tax rates if needed. If we need to sell with taxes, we check the box and it calculates them. If not, we leave it as default. The next part, guys, is enabling coupons. We allow it to use coupon codes or discounts. And we can even give our users the option to apply multiple coupons or discount codes. For example, I have a 10% discount code and a 40% one. I can apply both and get a 50% discount. Or I can set it so that each person can only use one coupon, meaning they can only apply one coupon. And now, we can enable or disable this feature. WooCommerce has another plugin that we can install for it, allowing us to offer sequential or tiered coupons or discount codes. For example, I can say that for the first purchase, they get a 10% discount, or if they buy multiple products, I'll do this for them. But that's a separate plugin, although it works together. The next part, guys, is always about setting the currency. What will be your chosen currency unit? If we are working based on reals, we choose reals. If we are working based on tomans, we choose tomans. Now 1,000 tomans is shown as 1,000 tomans, meaning it drops that 0. But to ensure user understanding, we always set it to tomans. It asks whether the place to display tomans should be on the left or right, and we choose. It asks how our 1,000 separator should be, meaning how to choose each digit. We say with a comma as the separator. There is no decimal point or decimal count for the toman unit. After every 3 digits, we don't have a decimal like in dollars, where we have cents. That's why when we set it to tomans, we don't deal with it. This is, guys, the first part, where I am activating the settings for it. The next configuration available to me is my product settings. Now is mentioning a series of items, telling you to set up your store page as you wish, because when we install WooCommerce, it automatically creates several pages for us, like Cart, Checkout, My Account, and Shop. You can choose what you want to set as your main store page, which is originally set to Shop, or any URL you want to bring up for your store. And you can select and change it. The next part, guys, is about adding to the shopping cart method. It means you choose whether after your customer clicks add to cart and wants to purchase that product, they should be taken to the checkout page or not. Or even if it should be Ajax based, meaning when they click, the page doesn't refresh and it adds to the cart right there without refreshing the page. Or, sir, tell me about the image options, whether the descriptions are written for them, or if this image is multimedia, you can define the image address. The unit of measurement, if we want to set the weight for each product, depends on the type of product, and the unit of measurement is the same in this way. And other options like enabling reviews and product reviews, displaying tags, or allowing comments to be sent. And we can also define the product rating for it, and maybe in the product settings, there are a few more options below that it tells us, sir, you can also set up the inventory for it. It says, sir, let's manage the warehouse inventory. It asks how much of the product inventory should I keep for you, meaning when I'm ordering it. And it's in my order, before payment, how much does it hold for me? This means that when I come to buy a product, and there's only one available, I come and add it to the shopping cart. And at that moment, WooCommerce sets it to 0, so that the next person can't add it. Now, until I proceed to pay and finalize it, it says I can define it for 60 minutes. This depends on your policy. It says I want to define it for 10 minutes. Now, regarding notifications, it asks whether I should inform the user or notify you that the product stock is below a certain level, or if the warehouse is running low, should I notify you or not? It asks if I should notify. To which email should I send the alert? It's easy to set the threshold for when a product stock is considered low. For example, when it reaches 4, 3, or fewer. And a few other options. It says if a product is not available in the warehouse, don't display it at all. We can enable this hiding feature so that no products are shown to this person at all. The next setting, guys, is for downloadable products. It means I have an option in WooCommerce where I can sell both physical and downloadable products. This means that if, for example, you pay for this, you can download the file. We call these downloadable products. Now, for instance, it tells us how to download the file. Or if you want, sir, you can define access restrictions if you wish, or the names of your files, or for example, sir, whether it should open in this browser to open a new tab or not. Then guys, these are the items related to our download. Whether we approve our download or not, which says the files that exist are placed in this section, also in the advanced settings. It gives your settings related to the attributes of the product itself, where we can say here, sir, that, for example, it says whether to display my special products in my catalog or not, enable a direct update for me or not. This is related to the product settings. Guys, the next section we have is the shipping section. Every product I sell requires a shipping method and a way to define it if my product is not downloadable. We can come to the shipping section and create a shipping zone. Since we have installed WooCommerce and the Persian version, it provides us with different options. It asks, sir, should I enter the name of your region? I say, sir, I only want shipping for Iran. It says, sir, you can choose Iran. I say, sir, now in this section, it tells me that you can define shipping methods. Sir, I want to set a flat rate. It gives me several options for flat rate shipping. It gives me an option. When I make a decision, I say I want to name it, for example, Mr. Courier Delivery. It asks whether it should be subject to tax or not. And I also say, sir, I want 70,000 tomens for each person who chooses this option to inform them that this will be my courier delivery. I can install a plugin, train, and even connect it to the post. For example, local delivery, where someone can come and pick it up from my place, or I can define free shipping for everyone. But we also have a shipping option that we can use, which includes regular post, express post, and other options, allowing it to calculate costs for $3, cities and countries, and collect the payment. It means it's connected to the post and is collecting those fees. Now guys, in the first step, I set up a courier delivery for my products. It also has a couple of other settings, like the shipping options and shipping classes, which include some items that you tell me, okay, should I calculate or not? How is my shipping destination? Or I can define all the shipping classes for it, which gives me some options. I can define a shipping class and say if, for example, they choose such a method or do such a thing. The next part is always, when I'm definitely going to set up a store, I also need to get a payment gateway. We generally have two types of payment gateways, direct and indirect. Direct ones are the payment gateways we get from banks like Pasargad Bank, Melat, or others. Indirect payment gateways are those like IDPay, Zarinpal, Atipay, and others, where I don't need to go to the bank and can apply online. There are some differences, such as intermediary payment gateways deducting a certain fee. Depending on the type of business, they might charge up to 4% fee or a fixed amount like 10,000 tomans. This means that for each order, they deduct a fee from you. But the process of obtaining a payment gateway from them is easier, meaning you can get it more easily. Guys, whether for direct or indirect payment gateways, we need a tax code, and we need this preparation, meaning we have to register both, but the registration process is not particularly complicated. And here, guys, I can set up direct bank transfers based on the payment gateways I want. I can set up payment by check where they upload a receipt, or set up payment upon delivery, meaning when I send the products, I can arrange it. For example, this Persian WooCommerce that I have installed has set up the Zibal payment for me. As an example, I'm saying that if I want to use the Zarinpal payment gateway as well, I can go to the plugin and install the Zarinpal payment gateway. When I come here, guys, and type Zarinpal in the repository, then I find Zarinpal for WooCommerce, which is a plugin. This is Ready for download. I think it should be this Zarinpal gateway. If I'm not mistaken, let's install it. If we can't find it, we'll go to the Zarinpal website and get it from there, because it should say that I'm using it for WooCommerce. Okay, this Zarinpal gateway is installed. Now Zarinpal doesn't work for me exactly. It was the Zarinpal secure payment plugin for WooCommerce, the same Zarinpal gateway. If I install it and refresh the page here in my payment settings, it has added a Zarinpal secure payment option for me, which I can select for management. It also requires some data from me, which I receive when I get the payment gateway, like a token or username and password. Here I enter the relevant information, put in my merchant code, and activate the gateway. I can also add the messages that are supposed to be sent during payment. This way, I can easily add any payment gateway I want. But I must have obtained the payment gateways beforehand. There are some privacy and account-related settings in the next section that allow us to, for example, let a user make a purchase without registering, determine how account creation should be, how data should be managed, and similar settings. The next item is emails, meaning it says I can send an email for every operation, and I can edit any of these as I wish. Now I can add SMS to the emails, and I want to add an SMS panel as well. If my user places an order, an SMS will be sent to them. The next section we have is integration, which, for example, comes for the geographical location or the location that is supposed to be selected. For those, it gives me an API that I can connect to, which we don't deal with. And the advanced section, where now we come and define our pages, the profit page, purchase, settlement, the same attributes that it was creating, and usually the kids don't touch these settings. Because if any of these get messed up, your process will be disrupted. This is for when I want to make a development, or it says here, sir, don't process the payment at all, and make sure, sir, that we use SSL. Now, each of these, the kids have advanced in the backend, provides us with a series of settings, like APIs, webhooks, WooCommerce, and a series of settings that we don't deal with because they are settings that we use for the development of WordPress or WooCommerce. So the first section we need when we install WooCommerce is the setup part, where we choose our currency, select our payment gateway, and the rest. Stay with us so that we can learn together in the other sections of WooCommerce as well. Alright guys, the next thing we need to learn and work well with is the products section or product management in WooCommerce. This means we need to learn how to create our categories, set up our products, and configure the necessary settings for them. From the WordPress menu on the right, after WooCommerce, I have a menu called Products, which includes subcategories like All Products. Add Product, Categories, Tags, Attributes, and Reviews. Guys, we already know what categories and tags are because we've worked with them in posts. We know what capabilities each of them has, and exactly in the same way, I can come and define categories for my store. For example, I can set up category number 1, know their slugs, understand the parent category, and determine the display type, whether it's a subproduct or both. This helps me in the display to see what it is. And I can even define an image for that category. And for reference, my template type can display that image. So, we have become familiar with categorization before, and we know exactly what it is. Tags. We also know exactly what they are, just like posts. And I can add a series of tags. Now guys, let's move on to adding a product itself. I go to the menu of all these products. Currently, there are no products available. I want to create a new product. Some parts of it, guys, are still similar to the original text, and I can say, sir, write your product title, we will write it. The first product made with WooCommerce, this becomes the product name I have. We write the description related to our product. Guys, we have a menu here, meaning we have an option here where all WooCommerce and our product settings start here. On the left side, we again have the same statuses that we had in the post. We can add an image. We can set a featured image for our product. We can add an image gallery to our product, and depending on our theme, it will display that image gallery. I select a few samples. For example, I say these are my product images, and I want them to be set as my product images. I can add as many as I want, choose the category, and if I want to tag it, I select the tag. Guys, so far, I've installed a very simple theme on WordPress called Storefront. It's one of the free themes from the repository, just to see what it looks like when I'm working with WooCommerce. Now, I bring my product here, open it. And here is the product. These are its images. And this is its title. Now, you can also add a comment for it. In the next part, I can write a description for it. I'll use lorem ipsum just to improve the display. Then this will be my product description. You definitely need to write a description for your product as it affects the conversion rate. Now, when the user comes to your customer, they will definitely want to buy. You need to read and see what has happened with this product. Guys, we come to this product information. It gives me several options: simple product, grouped product, external product, and affiliate product. Now we are going to learn about product management and simple products. As we move forward, for example, we will see what a grouped product is, what an external product is, and what an affiliate product is. But the first step is for me to learn about simple products and work with them. It says, "Sir, your product doesn't have shipping capability. You can choose it or make it downloadable." If I want it to be downloadable, it brings up a section for me here saying, now add the files you want, file name, address, file name, address. File name. Now it also gives me an option asking how many times it can be downloaded. What is the download limit? Do you want to limit it or not? And what is its expiration? How much time do you want to give it? These are based on your own policy on the Speichkom. Now I say, "Sir, my product is neither virtual nor downloadable." It says, "Okay, give me its price." I say, "Sir, my product is 1 million tomans, right?" It asks, "Do you want to set a special sale price?" I say, "Oh, yes, give it to me." I set a product, guys, at 1 million tomans. If I want, I can also set a discounted sale price. Even if I remove it, it returns to the original price, but I can also apply a discount. And it gives me another option, which is the sales scheduling. It says you don't want this special sale price to be permanent, meaning you want it to be like a festival. For example, it says, "Sir, set these prices for me from this day to that day." Before and after that date, it should display the original price. So if we want to set a price to offer a discount on our product, first of all, I might be running a sale event and want to give a discount on a few products for, say, 10 days. I can set the sale price with the discount or the offer, and also define a schedule for it. In the next segment, guys, the discussion is about inventory. It says, "Sir, give me a product ID." Then it says, "Sir, do you want to manage the inventory?" Meaning, we define how many of this product can be used and purchased in need, and we limit them. I say, "Sir, don't buy more than one hot, or don't buy more than a few. You need, or if you don't want, we won't allow it." We talk about the inventory status, saying whether it should be available in the warehouse or not. Here we can define the inventory levels. We say, "Sir, allow pre-ordering." For example, I'm saying, "And my warehouse inventory is 0, or my warehouse inventory is 20. The number of inventories I have, I say, "Sir, if this reaches 0, allow pre-ordering," meaning I say, "Sir, I request to bring this product for me." Or allow, for example, that section to notify me, like on some websites where it says, "Let me know when it's back in stock." Or, "Sir, just allow the pre-order to be registered." Now I say, "Sir, my warehouse inventory is 20 by," and it says, "Sir, freely note its shortage." Meaning, if it was less than a certain number, it should say this product is no longer available. I say, sir, I have 20 in stock, and if it goes below 3, let me know that it's low in stock. And the single sale means allowing each user to buy only one of this product. Now it depends on the sales policy of the shampoos, because sometimes it says, sir, even if they buy 5, it doesn't matter to me, and it's even better. But if we want them to buy only one, we can limit it. Guys, the next part is about shipping, where I can define the weight and dimensions. If I have defined my shipping class there, it can bring it up for me here. I can define related products, meaning at the bottom, the section that displays my products. It can show the best-selling products or complementary products. Now, since we don't have a product, we won't search. In the features section, guys, I can create a series of features for my product. For example, let's say I want to sell a mobile phone, and I say, sir, it comes in black. But notice, it says if you want to list several, you can separate them with these straight lines. I say, sir, it comes in black, and it also comes in blue. Now it asks whether to display it on the page or not. And I say, sir, display it. This becomes the color. I can add another feature, and I say from the next attribute, for example, the screen size. I say, sir, is 6.3 inches. This becomes the screen size. If I want to add more, I can do so in the same way. Guys, I also have an advanced section where I can enable the review feature for purchased items. I can add a short description for my product, so that if it's supposed to be displayed in the listing section, it will be shown to the user. Now, I will save this. I refresh this product with a very simple template. Guys, you see it says the price was, for example, 1 million tomans, and now how much is it? 800,000 tomans. Hey, guys, if you look, you'll see it has placed a decimal for me. Why? Because I didn't set it to 0 there. Hey, I go into WooCommerce settings. I told you we don't need it in tomans after the decimal point to be displayed. Well, I say if the number of decimals for me is Guys, now the product price for me is 1 million tomans. In sales, for example, it has been discounted to 800,000 tomans. How many do you want to order? 20. Do you have them, or do I want to order 3? Now it adds for me for the 3 items it has. Now it says, sir, add it to the product. In the next part, guys, come and see the explanations I wrote there. It took me to the additional explanations that I added for you. The color is dark blue, and the sample page I can add as many as I want. Now guys, I added this product very simply. I just learned how to add these simple products with WooCommerce itself. Now, sometimes I want to define a grouped or variable product. What does a grouped product mean? It means that I can connect several products to this. 1. It means I can set a series of products to this, like entering the product ID, setting the quantity in stock, adding features, and even more advanced options. Let's save this and see what happens to it. He says, do you have a product? He says you made this, but you don't have any product that you can assign to it and sell it as a group product. If we add more products, we can define several products and sell them at a specific price. Now guys, a variable product is something we can do something with. What does that mean? It means I have a product, guys, like an iPhone mobile. 13, which means this iPhone 13, each color is different from the others. For example, I say, sir, the price of the blue and red ones is different from the black one. If you remember, kids, I defined the color in these features, saying black and blue. Well, when I put it on variable products, it brings the use of variables for me. If I save this, kids, it brings it for me in the variables section. And I say, sir, let me add it manually. The color is set for me. We defined a color, black and blue. I want to say, sir, my black one should be priced at 1 million and, for example, 100,000 tomans. 1, 2, 3. The extraordinary sale price, if I want. I set the inventory status, I set the weight. And now, I say I added a black one. I want to add another one, and I can add another one. I can set it. And say, sir, now the blue color, for example, its price should be 1 million tomans, or, for example, 1,050,000 tomans. 2, 3. Now I can also define its inventory and other materials. This becomes a variable product, meaning I can set different prices for a product based on its features. It means I don't need to go and define one product as iPhone 13 blue and another product as iPhone 13 red. I can use the variable product. Now you can set any product based on your needs. Here, if I say, sir, this product is priced from 1,050,000 to 1,100,000, which one do you want? I say black. And he asks, sir, how much is it? It's 1,100,000. If I choose blue, it becomes 1,050,000. Now, whichever of these I want to add, I can add to my purchase record and go check my purchase record. Sir, you have this product, just like we had agreed upon. Sir, the delivery is with the weekly package. I say, let me proceed to payment. He says, now come and register, because I haven't registered. I did register, but since I didn't fill out the information, just fill in your information. What is the payment gateway? Zarinpal. So guys, I can either create a simple product or a grouped or variable one. Variable is for when my product has several features, and each of these features has a different price, or it's important for him which color you want to choose. But if I have a single product that doesn't have multiple features, I don't need to set it as variable. I set it as simple and use it. Guys, this was the management of WooCommerce products. Stay with me. Now guys, we've learned how to install WooCommerce and create a product. Now we need to define a discount code for it. Now, to define the discount code, guys, we go to the marketing section, coupons. In this section, we can create a discount code based on our needs. We click on Create your first discount code. It asks you to give a name for your discount code. For example, I name it WP. I also set the discount code name as WP and proceed to this page. I name our shoulder WP. This becomes the name of our shoulder. It says, sir, tell me how to apply the discount. I choose a percentage discount for the cart or product. This means, sir, I give a percentage discount overall. Cart discount means, sir, I give a discount on the entire cart. A product discount means I have selected 10 products and I want to apply a discount on just one product. Then it asks, sir, how should the amount of your coupon be? Guys, if we choose percentage, we enter the percentage. If it's numerical, it says, sir, I want to give a 10,000 toman discount. It says, sir, we can also make it free with the same transfer. We can check the box that says, sir, this discount code is only for making it free and the same transfer. We can also define the expiration date of that discount code. We can set a limit or access saying, sir, for example, if we select the purchase registration day, we can say, sir, if the purchase registration is less than 100,000 tomans, do not give this discount code to them, but if it's more, then give it. The maximum cost is the same way we say, sir, it should not be allowed to be used with other coupons. Now, we can say, sir, for example, in products that are on special sale or clearance, this discount code should not apply. For instance, if a product already has a 10% discount during our festival, it shouldn't apply another 10% discount on top of that. We say it's only for products that don't have a discount. Here, we can choose which products it should apply to, or apply to all products except for these few. In the same way, we can even restrict it to be used by a specific group of users. We can also define usage limitations. For example, we can say, sir, how many times? How many people can use this coupon? We can specify whether it should be for a certain number of products or for a certain number of users, meaning how many times each user can use it. We can define each of these for the limitations we have for that discount code. Guys, what's the next part we are working with? It's the WooCommerce report section. WooCommerce itself provides me with some data, like bringing me my orders so that I can manage my orders. For instance, if I had registered my latest order here, it would now ask me for some data. I'll write these down for now, so that I can register an order. I select my city, and after choosing that, I enter my postal code, enter my phone number, and provide my email address. I register this order, and I accept this as well. Now it brought up my order and wants to proceed to payment, but the payment option is not active at this moment. If I come here and refresh, it gives me my order information, saying, "Sir, you have one order under the name Misan Katami, which was registered 11 seconds ago." If I click on it, I can access more details about this order to see what exactly was ordered and what happened. It says, "Sir, this was selected, but there was an error when sending to the gateway, so it couldn't be paid." One important thing we have here, guys, is that we can change the statuses. Pending payment means that you are waiting for the payment to be made. In progress means that the payment has been made and it is in your process. Now here you define whether it should be completed, pending review, cancelled, or whatever you want. It also gives you a series of operations like saying, "Sir, I can send an email to the owner," or recreate download access if my product is downloadable. And let me tell you, the products that are displayed are also shown to you. It says, "Sir, one of this product was requested 3 times, and the condition for its delivery was this, and now these events have happened for it." For each of the orders that are registered, we can see their status. The next section, guys, is the customer section, which shows us all the people who have registered through the store. It shows you their data, and currently it doesn't have any data because no one has registered on our website yet. The next section, guys, is the reports section, which shows you your income. The reports section comes in, guys. Gross sales, now net sales, the orders processed, the income amount is shown to us from the year, a 7-day range, the past month, and the year. We can filter it ourselves based on the months and days we need, and it gives us a report like, for example, how many millions did I sell in this quarter? How many did I sell? This is the report section. Guys, there's a much more important section called the analysis tool. It provides you with 3 types of analyses based on the type of store, products, and your sales volume. Now, for example, since we don't have data, it hasn't left us with anything to analyze. This data includes things like how many products I've sold, what the revenue has been, how the order volume has been, how the variables have been shaped, and how these have been used. It provides me with very comprehensive data on these aspects. It even tells me how many of the coupons I've created have been used, how much the coupons have been worth, and what each of them has been used for. The analysis and study section is very useful for your work. If your order volume increases, you can have an analysis of your sales and products and improve your store. This way, we can obtain reports from WooCommerce, whether it's about orders or other aspects.